Hey guys, welcome back. It's the new year and it's a new season of Auto Amateur videos. In this first video of the new year and the new decade, we're going to be putting spacers on the rear wheels of my Porsche 911 997. Wait! 991. Shit! Let's go check it out. I'm really excited to be back for another video. So before the holiday period, Christmas, New Year, what have you, I was really trying hard to crank out the videos because I knew the first couple of weeks of the year were going to be super busy. And it's already the middle of January. The first few weeks have flown by. I've been to San Jose, Los Angeles, St. Louis, Phoenix, Des Moines, Iowa, Chicago. It's been absolutely bonkers. This next coming week, I'm on the road again, but I wanted to try really hard this weekend to get in the garage and do some work. Now the spacers, I've been really looking forward to putting these on the car for a while now. I think I even ordered them late in the summer, but I just haven't gotten around to it. This 2013 991 comes from the factory with 5mm spacers front and rear. Now I'm gonna leave the 5mm, can't talk today. I'm gonna leave the 5mm spacers on the front of the car, but I'm replacing the rear spacers with 15mm. For my 997, I had 15 on the back and 7 on the front. And I could have bought the 7s, but I thought for the sake of a couple $100, is 2mm really gonna make any difference? I'm really not sure. But I'm gonna go for the rear first, 15 mils. We're gonna check out the parts and then we're gonna go and do the job. Let's go check it out. Okay, so like usual, let's take a look at the tools we're going to be using for the job. So to get the wheels off, I've got my breaker bar and I've got my scratch-proof socket, which is going to allow me to take the lug nuts off without damaging the rims. For the spacers, I need a Phillips head screwdriver to get them on and off. I've got my torque wrench. I need 100 foot-pounds or so to torque the lug nuts back to spec once I'm finished. And then for the spacer, this is my 15mm spacer. Brand new and from Suncoast parts. You should go check it out. It comes with one of these little gizmos where you put into, you screw it into one of the empty lug nut holes on your wheel, and then your wheel hangs off it while you're taking the rest of the lug nuts off. It's a really cool tool. I've got black bolts. And then I've got the screws that are gonna help me keep the spacer in place. And then of course, the rubber gloves, which I always plan to use and then forget to put on, so who knows if they're gonna be useful or not. But that's it for the job, pretty straightforward. We're gonna take the wheel off, we're gonna take the OEM spacer off, we're gonna put the new spacer on, and we're good to go. Now, before we get the job started, I just want to give a few shout outs. I've had so many fantastic comments over the past couple of weeks as my podcast has just launched and that's received some pretty positive feedback so far. I really wasn't sure how that was going to be received. Who wants to listen to me talking about cars? Well, it sounds like at least some of you do. So thank you so much for your support. I've got some really exciting collaborations coming up. Lee Sibley, the editor of Total 911 magazine based in the UK, he and I are going to be speaking in a couple of weeks and doing a couple of podcasts. I'm really excited. He's such a nice guy. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you've got to go to total911.com and get yourself the best Porsche magazine out there. I've been a subscriber for like 2 or 3 years now. Not trying to sell a magazine, but really I am, because it's so good. So me and Lee are going to be doing some podcasts. I'm trying to line up some time for me and Michael Bath. Some of my local friends here, we're going to be doing podcasts in the next couple of weeks. There's actually a week coming up where my wife and kids are going to Phoenix for a vacation for a week with my in-laws. and I'm taking the week off work, and all I'm gonna be doing every day is either driving and making videos or having friends over and making videos. I'm gonna try and break some records and crank out a bunch of content. I'm trying to line up my friend's 992, 997, second gen Targa, and there may even be the sniff of an electric car. I'm not gonna say which one, but it could be pretty exciting. So the podcasts are coming. I've got more videos coming. This year, I'm just so excited this year to get the videos going. Last year, I was all focused for the Tail of the Dragon. This year, I am focused on the Tail of the Dragon because we're going again, but I've just got this sort of too much coffee kind of zing for making videos and podcasts. So I'm really excited to see what the year holds. All right, let's get back to the job. Cheers. Okay, so I take it back. The rear wheels do not have any spacers on. So, the build sheet from Porsche said it comes with 5mm spacers, but there are no spacers. Let me show you. So this is where the spacer should be. It's obviously not behind the rotor because, well, I've never seen a car set up that way, but there is literally no space between the rotor itself and the hub. So there is no spacer. Now the spacer should sit just like this on the lip of the hub. Of the lip of the hub in front of the rotor. I'm gonna put a screw here to secure it in, and then the wheel goes on top, and the bolts that I have are longer to obviously accommodate the extra depth that the spacer is creating. So I'm gonna screw this in with my Phillips head and my screws, and then put the wheel back on, and then we'll compare the side with the spacer to the other side of the car without the spacer, and we'll see what the results look like. So there you go, guys. What do you think? This is the side that has the spacer, and then the other side doesn't yet. I'm gonna go put that on in a second. But as soon as I put the wheel on, I can notice the difference. It's like night and day as far as I can see. It's almost to the point of being too much. The wheels, or the tires don't come outside of the wheel arch, but another millimeter or two, and they absolutely would. But that was a pretty straightforward job. Just the wheel off, one single screw, spacers on, put the wheel back on with the longer bolts, and you're good to go. You have to make really sure that the spacer is on flush against the brake rotor and the hub. There can't be any wiggle room. And then the screw keeps it in place. And then of course, when you put the wheel on, make sure you're putting the wheel back on properly. But that was it. What do you reckon? Good job? Not so good job? Do you like it? Well, thanks for checking out my video. Before I go, I want to give a couple of shout outs. Let's think. Over the past month since the holidays, I must have had maybe 4 or 5 different people tell me that they've pulled the trigger on the new Soul Performance exhaust to go on their base 991.1 like I've got. Someone else put it on their S. So I'm really flattered. That's absolutely amazing. I've had a couple of other people that have reached out and told me that they've bought new 991s. Not because of watching my videos, but my videos certainly help push them over the edge. I've had a couple of people do the CarPlay. It's really, really cool. I will say this, you know, you've always got to work on your jobs at your own risk. And I'm not a pro, so I'm more than happy to give advice. Anybody wants to get in touch with me on Instagram or Facebook or through my YouTube channel, I'm always here to respond. So if I can give you any, you know, kind of cheats or hints from the jobs that I've done, please by all means get in touch. But I'd like to shout out to GTS Bud in Toronto, who just bought a gorgeous Guards Red 991. I'd also like to shout out Mario for commenting on my videos a lot. I'd like to shout out Pinecone and Clive Harper, who's been following me on my podcasts and videos recently. Michael Bath, of course. Who else? Nate, Scott, Stephen, who shouts out to me a lot on Instagram. I'm not sure I know your YouTube handle. It might be one and the same. There are way too many. Mike at Capital Exotics, Bobby at YOLO Photos. And actually, if you check out Bobby's YouTube channel, it's YOLO Photos, Photos. He has a cabriolet version of this 991. And he's done a bunch of things like leather interior updates, leather visors, leather rear console. He showed me how to take the sports chrono out of the dash. I followed his video for that. But Bobby's got some really great content out there, so you should check him out. Of course, Drew at 911 Cooled. Drew's prints are behind me here in the background. It's now the Cooled Collective. But Drew continues to be supportive, and I just recently got a mug from Drew, which says unicorns are real. And it's like rainbow colored, but it's got a 993 on there. Pretty awesome. Anyway, thanks for checking in. I'm gonna finish the job. I'm then gonna go and take a shower because it's getting a bit hot here in the old heated auto amateur garage, even though it is winter. I'm gonna be back pretty soon with some more podcasts and some more videos. Thanks as ever for your support. It makes it just so much more fun. I'll check you in the next video. Take care, bye. Wait, and also Goodwood 997 and Mr. Rose and Daniel 1000 HP. God damn it, I knew there's someone else.